Rev up your engines! Now this 2001 Sequoia, normally they're very reliable. They got a big V8 engine in it. They can run a long time. This particular one's got 200-something thousand miles on it. But sometimes you don't want looks to deceive you. Any car that's had the heck beat out of it and poor repairs done, or unknowledgeable mechanics working on it, or unknowledgeable people who aren't even mechanics working on it, you can get into a rat's nest. That's why I've been telling people for years, pay a mechanic to check out a vehicle. With the scan tool, we can get so much information, you're not going to end up with a lemon. Maybe you can make lemonade out of it, but you're not going to get your money back. It's so important, even at Toyota, to open it up, plug in a scan tool. In this case, the port's right up here, little white bit. I always guess wrong. Now it's plugged in, nice and tight. So here we go. Diagnostic. Just for safety's sake, we'll do a manual selection. The 2001. I go back in time here. Main menu. Diagnosis. Auto scan. Here we go. It can't communicate with the ECU. If you're buying a used car and you cannot communicate to the ECU, do not buy the vehicle. Run away. Look at something else. Unless you're a riverboat gambler and you're gambling that you can figure out what's wrong electronically. In a normal case, with most Toyotas, sometimes it's as simple as a blown fuse or something like that. But the more I look into this particular vehicle, the more suspect I'd be. For example, here's the fuse box. It's supposed to be up here. It has a piece of twist tie electrics holding it in place, so when you step on the emergency brake, it's rubbing against the fuse box. There's a recipe for disaster. Plus, there's relays just hanging all over the place. If you look under the hood, you can see things are somewhat amiss. For one, here's a wire. Now it goes in there. It doesn't even connect to anything. This is a ground wire. You go further under, we can see the AC system. This has been disconnected. It had air conditioning in the back too, which of course won't work anymore. Sequoias, yeah, they're large vehicles. They got all kinds of room. Look, 1, 2, 3 real rows of seating. There's all kinds of room in them. Now granted, this one wasn't built in Japan. It was built in Indiana. You can have 4-wheel drive or you can have 2-wheel drive. The buyer got fooled. It did start and run, and he drove it. Then it stopped starting. As you can see, a new Rural King battery didn't fix it. The main power fuse here has blown. You can see the metal isn't connected anymore inside. The fuse is blown. Now as you can see on my old data, that is a 120 amp fuse. It takes a tremendous amount of power to blow a 120 amp fuse. This thing has serious electric problems. I mean, that was in there, not even connected to anything. It was inside there. This end was connected to nothing. And if you wonder what that rushing was, I was rushing because it was starting to roll down the hill towards my matrix. Even though, as you can see, the vehicle was in park. It should not have moved. Luckily, I'm still relatively fast for an old man. And I put on the brakes. With it in park, it should not have rolled backwards. That means the transmission park prol isn't holding. So that's got a problem too. But the main thing is, you see things like, okay, here's the battery. Look at the sloppy job. There's just stuck in there. Another one of these connectors is holding the thing on. The top of the fuse box is missing. You can see, look at all the corrosion. These are supposed to all be covered up. They're not supposed to be open to the air. This thing has been fiddled with. And check this out. What's this wire doing in here? Here's a random wire that used to be connected to this. It's still plugged into the relay, but there's nothing feeding it anymore. It's just sitting there. When you see stuff like this, run away. In this case, I'd say don't waste your money on a mechanic checking it out. You look at it first and you see all this wiring crap. The computer won't even interface with the car. Run away. Don't even think about buying it unless you're looking for a clean body and you're going to redo the whole vehicle. Now, the owner did tell me it ran fine, so the engine we know is in good shape. It's not a problem with the engine. You're dealing with electrical problems that blow a 120 amp fuse. Let me tell you, there's something really seriously wrong here. I mean, you got wires going from nowhere here. Look, you can see somebody stuck wires in here. At one point in time, they took the dash off. They didn't do a good job putting it back on. You never know how far an electrical problem can go. Because basically, your whole car is negative electricity, and then the wires all feed positive electricity. So basically, all the electrical parts of your car are connected together. Here could feed back, fry the main computer, break the ABS system, all kinds of stuff could go on when you got ground wires that aren't even connected to anything. I mean, this is why I tell people, use your head when you check out a car. This car originally looked like this. This was hiding in the hall. Okay, so I saw this and like, this isn't even connected to anything. So what do? You pull on it. If it's not even connected to something, you got a pretty good idea that fools have been working on a vehicle and you should not touch it because you have no idea the level of electrical problems you might run into. Now, normally Toyotas don't have problems like this. I've seen Sequoias with 500,000 miles on them. And yeah, they're tremendous gas hogs. They eat gas like no tomorrow. When I ask customers with Sequoias, what kind of gas mileage you get, they usually say, I have no idea. If I found out I'd be so depressed that it's so low, I just fill it up when I have to. But when you're looking at an older vehicle like this with 200-something thousand miles on it, you got no idea what the previous owners have done. I have had customers buy these things with 250, 300,000 miles from the original owners who took care of them. They were great cars, but this car has been owned by numerous people over time. Granted, it's not as bad as a customer of mine years ago in Houston who bought a Mercedes-Benz, and believe it or not, he was the 13th owner of the car, and the car was only like 15 years old. Kind of give you an idea. 12 previous people owned this car. Would you really want to buy that car? Hey, that's why the records of cars really mean something. Let's say this had been a one-owner Sequoia. I've seen people buy them here in Tennessee, seen people in Rhode Island buy them, and they're still running really good. The people took care of them, and for whatever reason, they didn't need something so big anymore. They didn't like the low gas mileage. They got something else. And the people that bought their used ones, sometimes they'd pick them up for 3, 4, 5 grand, and they still ran quite well. But if you can't even get a simple scan tool to connect to it, and this is a CG Sulit. It's a cheap Chinese scan tool, but for its price, it's quite good. For, $30 or something, you get something, it'll tell you something. And especially if you plug it into the dash and it won't even communicate, walk away. Hey, you want to buy one of these $30-something scan tools? Why not? It'll give you a peace of mind if you're looking at a vehicle. You're going to pay most mechanics $100 up to check them out, right? And what if you keep finding junkers? It's $100 a pop, right? Buy one of these. Plug it in. If it doesn't communicate, says there's all kinds of problems, go on to the next car. You don't want to keep paying a mechanic $100, right? I mean, it's only common sense. On top of the no scan tool communication of this vehicle, straps in the dash, people have been working on the wiring, things that are just held together with plastic straps, fuse boxes that have melted fuses and broken plastic pieces and strange wires just going randomly to places. When we pull off this relay box top, we see the same thing. The plastic parts are melted, gone on some of them, bare metal. People have been fooling around with this electrical system. And as we look at the headlights, here's some half-assed repair. Look at this. Gorilla tape and a couple of wires stuck together to make the headlights go. So in this case, it looks like fools have been working on this vehicle. Don't be fooled yourself and buy it. Just walk on. There's plenty of good Toyotas out there, but just don't think it's a Toyota. They're bulletproof. They never go wrong. They do when fools work on them and screw things up. Who knows? Maybe the car was flooded out. Now flood damage is making everything melt. You never know. If you can't connect a scan tool when you're looking at a used vehicle, run away, look for another one. There's plenty of vehicles out there. You don't want to get involved in someone else's rat's nest. Of course, use your head. I mean, we open this. Look how shiny it is here. Well, that proves the thing's been in a massive wreck. One, things are bent, but everything, even the fan motor and the blade, which is supposed to be white as black, they just sprayed this thing like mad with black paint. And once cars have been wrecked, as I said, the entire electrical system is pretty much related to every other part in the electrical system. You have no idea what kind of electrical damage could have been done to this vehicle. It just gets too much hassle trying to trace down all the possible problems. It's one thing if one thing is broken and it's obvious. You blow a 100 amp fuse, you got some serious electrical problems. I wouldn't personally touch this with a 10-foot pole. If somebody brought me to fix it, I would check it out for free and say, look, it's been wrecked, it's got this, it's got this. I don't advise you spending $100-something an hour trying to figure out what's wrong with this thing, because it's probably more than the vehicle's worth. You probably only paid a few thousand for it to begin with. You're better to either sell it as parts or just try to get it running so someone can see, well, the engine's good, the transmission works, and maybe somebody's got a wrecked body and they want to put this engine and transmission in. That closes the case on what not to do if you're looking at a used car. You can't get communication. You see spray paint everywhere. You see wires randomly going all over the place. Walk away. go somewhere else. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.